Hello, my crafty planner friends. I'm going to take you through a quick flip through of my 2026 Hobonichi Cousin, let you know where I got all the stuff from, and basically how I'm decorating my pages. First things first, the cover. The cover of the Hobonichi Cousin is this really ugly blah puke yellowish, bileish color. I don't know how else to describe it. It's really disgusting. It grosses me out, literally. So I cover them. And so I have this, I cut this from a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper that I had laying around for like literally, I don't know, 5 years or something. It's actually a younger paper pad I have. I have older ones that are like 25 years old. I kid you not. But I can tell you, they do not yellow. So this is from a younger paper pad. Like I said, it's about 3, 4, 5 years old. And my theme for 2026 is going to be cutesy kitties and witches. So that's why you get this whimsical witchy illustration on here. I'm going to put some cutesy stickers on here. I don't have the sticker sheet handy, but I do have my Hobonichi Weeks here. And so it will be the artwork of Yumi, is it Kiragishi or Kirigashi? I think it's, I don't know. It's one or the other. It's her artwork. This got like ran over by a mill truck. I'm not kidding. It must have, because it was so badly dented. It's still really badly dented. I was going to return it, but then Amazon told me they couldn't replace it because they're gone. All sold out. I'm like, lovely. So I'm stuck with it because I just don't want to give it up. And the front isn't too bad. Just a little ding down here. I can live with that. And I don't really look at the back, you know. So I figure I'm good. All the internal pages still work, you know. And I have yet to do anything with it because I was debating returning it till like yesterday. And the return date, I think, is like January 20th or something, the expiration date on my return. But I was like, no, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. So that will be for a different setup video. I also have a Sterling Ink B6 Slim I am setting up. This is going to be for my divinatory readings. I am a professional tarot reader. This is going to be for readings for myself, not for clients. And I'm going to also be learning runes. I've always been fascinated with runes, but I've never bothered to really study them in depth. That will be going in here, as well as candle work for the lunar phases, my intentions, how it worked out. That'll be going in here, even though I do keep a separate grimoire and book of shadows. If you want to know the difference between a grimoire and a book of shadows, and you've been kind of like going, is it this, is it that, are they the same thing, is it interchangeable? It is not. If you do want to know the difference, check out my video here on my sister channel, MagickalMusings.blog. I go into it in depth there as to what the differences are. So those are going to be my main journals for 2026. Now for the Hobonichi. I got this idea from Helen of the Coffee Monsters Co. As you can see, I love her stickers, and I will be using them throughout. I've got her tabs here for the months in my Hobonichi Cousin. But what she does in hers is I thought it was so clever, and I was just like, wow, why didn't I ever think of this? You take your sticker backing paper, and I always recommend to my followers and subscribers, you know, snip off the superfluous stuff and just staple them together and put some cardstock around it, and you've got yourself a sticker book, you know, with self-releasing paper. So that's what I've always done with it. What Helen does is she glues it down onto the interior of her cover. And then she can keep all her little superfluous stickers around, you know, like when you're using up almost everything on a sticker sheet and you've got like 2 stickers left, you know, you're going to use them eventually. It's a good place to put them. And I was just like, wow, I'm going to do that. Another thing she does is she puts a pocket on the other page right before the journal begins. So I did the same thing, and I'm a junk journaler, and I don't know why I never thought to put pockets in the darn things. You know? So it's really great. It is big enough to put a 5x7 sticker sheet in there. No problem. And I made it that large intentionally, whereas in the back, I did something a little different. I made a smaller pocket here. So I've got these taller sheets. But what I'm going to do back here is I'm going to put another small pocket. And then I can fit like smaller Coffee Monster Co's sticker sheets in there. Where is one? I just had one in my hand here to show you. Oh, here. So, because they're really tiny, and so, you know, they'll easily fit. So I'm going to have another top pocket here, and they'll slide right in like so. And then, of course, I will have the pockets and the compartments in my cover, which is the Yumi Kitagasha, or Kitagishi. I have to figure it out. I apologize. But this is my cover. I did not get a cover on cover just because I also have the case. And this is basically for your ephemera and your, I'm using it to house clear stamps. I'll be using a lot of, I mean, look at these. Aren't they just adorable? I just love these. But it's large enough to where I can slide the journal in there. As long as it doesn't get too fat. Once it starts getting fluffy, you know, I won't be able to do that anymore. But by then, it'll be like October, and, you know, I won't really be that concerned. So, that's that. I may get a cover on cover around then. I don't know. We'll see. But I really do like it. It's got an exterior flap. There's Deco inside the flap, if you haven't seen one of these. And then the inside, I went ahead and put some stuff in there that I'm going to be using. This is from Chic Sparrow. I use her covers for my traveler's notebooks. This is from a roll of whimsical PET tape from London Gifties. A freebie sticker from 𝗺𝗻𝗄𝗋. Oh, I swear. I can't talk tonight. They're in Houston. And the sticker from my Weeks and the sticker from this cousin. And then this is the pocket from the Weeks. That's about all I have in here for now. And this is just goals I'm setting up for myself. So there's another pocket there, here, and then you slide your journal in here, and there's a small pocket here. So it's really nice. I love it. And that is typical of the Hobonichi covers, the way that they do their interior pockets in most cases. All right, now, so here's my sticker release page, and I did put another sticker release page here too. You may not be able to tell. There's the glare. And this washi tape, I got this from a little craft place. They are a wonderful stationery store located in Tomball, Texas, 20 minutes from my home. Yes, it is very dangerous for me to go there. Very dangerous. Here is my vision journal for 2026. Vision journal. Did I just say vision journal? I meant vision board. Hello. For 2026. And I made this just off of Canva. Let me zoom in. My word of the year is boundaries. Because it's important to maintain, to create and maintain healthy boundaries. And with your loved ones, co-workers, neighbors, everyone. Healthy boundaries. They go so far towards safeguarding our mental and emotional health. And I kind of learned that the hard way a couple of years ago. And I could see myself falling back into my old patterns of people pleasing. I was like, no, this has got to stop. So that's my word of the year. And I got this quote from a Louise Hay calendar. And it says, I nourish myself by saying no when I mean no, and yes when I mean yes. I know what I want, and I do not have to apologize for it. In other words, fuck you. You know, honestly, I've really had it with some people. But on the plus side, most of the people in my life are aces and golden with me. So you know, typically a very happy person, typically in a good mood most of the time, but you know, once at a time, you know, once in a while, we're all human, right? So this I made in Canva, and it was super quick and super easy. And if you'd like me to teach you, to take you to a tutorial on how to do this, drop a comment below and just say, you know, vision board, please, and I will take you through a little tutorial on it. And you do not need to have the paid version of Canva. You can easily do this with the free version because Canva has got so many pictures. And you'll just be deciding on the main themes of what you'd like to manifest in 2026, and you just plug in those themes into the search bar and it'll bring up photos, or you can have it look for graphics. You could even use it as a template if you wanted to, whatever. And it's really simple. So that's what I did, and all of these represent something to me specifically that I'd like to have more of in 2026. Over here, I'm thinking of putting my yearly goals here. I usually cover this up with a large sticker, and I haven't done this because I think I'm going to glue another sheet of paper on here with my goals on it. I don't think I'll write directly on this, just because it's, you know, it's Tomoe River paper, and it does ghost. That is the nature of the paper, and that is much of its charm. And I like that about the Tomoe River paper. I think it's really cool. But over here, I will be using this calendar with a color code. So I don't want anything on this side of the page to cause ghosting over here that will confuse myself looking at my color code, as I put dots on the dates for specific things, and then the color code will be down here. So yeah, I'm going to be gluing in another sheet of paper with my goals already on there. I may write them out, I may type them up, I don't know yet. But that's what's going to go here across from my 2026 vision board. I thought that was fitting. For this one, I was thinking of just writing a little note to myself on who I'm becoming, in terms of who I wish to be in 2026, how I wish to grow, how I wish to change in positive ways. So that's what's going to go up here. And down here, I was thinking of, again, putting other sheets of paper in here to cover this up because I never use this. And down here, putting down a list of affirmations for the year. So that's my plans there. And then we go on to a 12-month tracker or index pages. People use these for index pages, and you have the day of the month, name of the day of the week, and you can write down your index, you know, doctor's visit, cat ran off with the dog, you know, that sort of thing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use mine as a habit tracker, so I'm just going to turn it like this. And these are all things that I basically, in order to keep myself and my home going, I have to do almost every day. So every time I do it, there'll be a dot. Some things like the litter box, I only do, you know, I scoop out her box like, what is it, three times a week? So like every other day, basically. I only vacuum once a week. Game night is every night. I need to read more. That's why reading is on my list. I used to be an avid reader, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what caused me to fall out of the habit. I think it's probably that thing we all have called a phone. Because how many times have you caught yourself mindlessly scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or what have you, you know? And I think that's what it is. And so I'm trying to instill more of an analog style to my life, because I love analog. I love doing artwork by hand. I will never, ever use AI to create artwork. I think that the AI is the devil when it comes to artwork and some other things as well. So I just don't like AI, and I take a dim view of people who promote AI art, you know, and especially people who use it and pass it off as their own. There are a lot of sticker shops on Etsy doing that. So if you feel like I do about AI art, be real careful. I've bought some AI stickers by mistake, not realizing they were AI till I received them. So that kind of sucks, but you know, I figured I'll put these in the deepest, darkest pages of my journals. I'll only see them the day I put them down because I don't want to, you know, lose my money on them and just chuck them. And you can't return them and be like, hey, this isn't your art, you know, this is AI crap, but whatever. But so exercise, I need to start. I'm really bad at it. I have got a long history of a chronic knee problem that actually was miraculously healed in 2015. Direct divine intervention by Mother Mary in her basilica in Rome. Whole other story. I'm actually going to be prepping that for my other channel, which is here, True Tales of the Paranormal. If you're into the paranormal, check out that channel. I've got over 50 videos there now. I think I just passed 50. All true. All the weird shit that's ever happened to me in my life is on that channel that I originally created for my daughter, and I didn't think anyone would subscribe to it. And I have, I'm closing in on, I don't know, I have over 820 now, I think, over there. It's just amazing. Amazing. And I appreciate them all so much. And making those videos is just so much fun. But how did I get into that? What was I saying? I was talking about exercise. Oh, my knee problem and the healing I received, the miraculous healing. That is going to be a video I'm going to be prepping this week that will be posted probably 2 weeks from now. So toward the 3rd week of January, that video should go up. So that channel is just a whole lot of fun. So is this one. So is my other one. That's why I have 3 channels. I'm crazy. Then I have journal planning. This is going to have a dot pretty much every day. If it doesn't have a dot here, that means I was sick in bed. Literally. Is the only time I don't journal and or plan. Declutter, that needs to have a whole lot of dots. That's all I'm going to say about that. Cook dinner. I cook dinner just about almost every single night. And run Magic. Magic is my crazy Australian Shepherd. She is 6 years old. And she still thinks she's 6 months old. Oh my God. Today I groomed her and I was just like, oh my God, Magic, stop, Magic, stop, Magic, sit, Magic, stay, Magic, lie down. Yeah, that's always an adventure. But I got it done. So that's what I'll do. I'll track it here. Then, so that's what these 2 pages will be like. Unless, of course, by the time I do this a couple of months, I might get tired of it and decide to do something else here. Or maybe I'll have a need for an index. If I do, I'll do my tracking somewhere else and change this into an index. I don't know, but I've never used it as an index, really. Now, these are the monthlies. You do get December of 2026 in a Hobonichi Cousin. This is my it's my 4th year using a cousin. I used it 3 previous years. I did not use it last year because of the Tomoe River paper fiasco. And I used it in 2024, and the inconsistency on a single page with the way my fountain pennings were reacting with the paper about drove me literally insane. So I stopped using it. I switched to a Wonderland 222 for the rest of the year. That went fine. And that's because they were using the 2023 Hobonichi paper, which is the good paper. And then for 2025, I used a Sterling Ink Common Planner, which is still the Sanzen Tomoe River paper. But for some reason, it worked out really well, except for the month of April into May. I stopped using it in April because the paper became really inconsistent. I went back to a Wonderland 222, an old one I had. So again, the better Tomoe River paper. And then I had the Common Planner in 2 volumes. And so July came around and I was like, I filled up my Wonderland 222 and I thought, well, okay, I'll flip over to the Sterling Ink and use the July. Because if I don't use it now, when would I? So I started it up again in July in the Sterling Ink. And wouldn't you know that volume 2 was perfect. I think there was like maybe 2 pages in it that had kind of inconsistent quality throughout the page, and that was it. The rest of it was just fine. So I was really happy. Got my money's worth out of that one. So what I do with this, or what I'm going to do in 2026, is I'm going to use it to track movies and TV shows that I watch. I don't watch a whole lot of TV. I have a few favorite series, and they're basically like on the History Channel, that type of thing. And for movies, you know, we have a bunch of streaming services, so we watch stuff from there. So I don't feel that this will, you know, run out of space for me, but we'll see. We'll see. And I'm going to make more boxes over here and just pretty much just list them along with a rating. I don't think I'm going to have one movie per box and a synopsis. It'll be movie title, where I streamed it, rating. Movie title, where I streamed it, rating. So I can probably get, you know, 2 to 3 movies per box, along with dividing the sidebar into boxes as well. And we'll see how that goes. This is January. And as you can see, I've already been working on it. These, the daily shot or the weekly shot or whenever you have to have it, I have to have mine twice a month. I'm on 𝗧𝗵𝗂𝗪 for high cholesterol. And that stuff's been working, my friends. It's been working. I have my last well visit, my cholesterol was within normal range. And I have my next well visit the end of January. So we'll see how it's doing. And I'm hoping I can go off of it because I don't know. I was about to Google this before I started doing this video. And I thought, no, I'll film this video first and then Google about the 𝗧𝗵𝗂𝗪 later. Because the dose I took in December, last week, so it would have been it was Christmas night. It was Christmas night when I had my dose. That's right. It was Christmas night. The next day I had really weird pains in my, both my quads and, you know, my upper legs, and right along really up high, like, you know, toward my crotch area, but in the muscle. And I was like, what in the hell is this? And I had no clue. And then like the next day I had like major stomach upset, and I did that night, Christmas night. You can give yourself the injection in your thighs, your arms, or your abdomen. I can't do it in the arm because you've got to pinch your skin and make it firm to put the needle in it, you know. And I can't do that on an arm because then I don't have 3 hands, you know, and one hand barely works. So I had to do it in my thighs, so in the quads, and in my abdomen. And that dose, the Christmas dose, I took in my abdomen. So I don't know if I've suddenly, maybe I've bottomed out with my cholesterol and I'm ODing myself. I don't know. But I can't get in to see the doctor until the 27th, which I have to note in here. So what I'm doing with the monthlies, as you can see, it's chiropractic appointments. I see him every other week. I have like chronic whiplash, so I need my neck cracked every couple of weeks or so. Otherwise, I get headaches and feel nauseated, and it's just really awful. And then Dr. 𝗧 on Wednesday, he is the lovely doctor who did my wrist surgery, and I've had some issues, so I'm going in to see him because I have questions. And then, of course, it's Happy New Year. This is a washi sticker from just some random sheet. I don't know where I got it from. And, of course, Helen's little emojis. Oh, I've got a funny story about my monthly headers. For those of you who follow the Coffee Monsters Co. and are very familiar with her artwork, you will see these monthly headers. These aren't the January headers. Why? Well, first of all, when I got my headers, when I received my order, I was looking at them all and I was thinking, well, you know, this one kind of reminds me more of April and this one reminds me more of November. So I was already in my brain switching them around. So already I knew going into my cousin, they'd be out of order, you know, Helen's intended order for them, which I know she doesn't have a problem with that. And I don't have a problem with mixing things up if I want, you know. So that's what I did. I put them all down for all 12 months. And then I was watching someone else's setup video for their Hobonichi cousin. And lo and behold, her headers looked completely different from mine. And I'm like, Wait, what? How can those be the 2026 headers and they're completely different from mine? The reason they are completely different from mine is because Nefer was an idiot. Nefer ordered the 2025 monthly headers. So my whole journal is wrong. And I'm just like, well, wouldn't you know it? So I don't know, but I like them, and I wasn't in a cousin for 2025, so I missed out on these headers. So probably for next year, I will get the 2026 headers and put them in my and put them in my 2027 Hobonichi Cousin, provided this paper holds up. So far, it has been holding up. I haven't done a whole lot of writing in it. This is done with a Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen with a hard tip. That works really, really well. Again, you're going to get the ghosting. That's the nature of the paper. That's normal. What I worry about is feathering with the ink and also bleed through. Bleed through has been a major issue. So in the past. So far with this one, I haven't seen any of that. So I started off with a quote because, you know, these first 3 days worth here are really from December. I scooped my cat's box. It'll be tomorrow because I'm filming this Tuesday the 30th. I scoop her box tomorrow because I scooped it on Monday. And the quote on here is, "Be rigid about the schedule, but loose about the outcome." That is from the YouTube channel Sketchbook School. School is spelled SKOOL for his channel. He's really, really good. And he's all about art and mindset, and journaling and mindset. So I liked that, so I stuck it down in there. And then these are stickers from a January kit. I believe it was from 2024. It may have been 2023, from 𝗧𝗺 Studio. And she's on Instagram, and she has her own site where she sells her stickers. I noted when my credit cards are due and kind of made up my own mean, disappointed ugh emoji after Helen's, which is here. That's her actual emoji here. And again, these are 𝗧𝗺, Coffee's Monsters Co., of course. So this is for January. And this is what I'm using the sidebar for now. For the first few months, I want to see how this works, where I'm just going to list 2 to 3 priorities in each of these extremely important areas of life. Like finances right now is no spend. No spend. No spend. Because of this. That's my Amazon Visa. Well, it used to be Amazon Visa. I went ahead and signed up with Chase Bank because I had no interest for a year, so that was really awesome. But yeah, that's due. My other Visa's due, which is a tiny one. But yeah, no fun. So that's that. Then over here, this is for February and Chinese New Year. We're going from the year of the snake into the year of the horse. And I did not get Helen's kit for that. I was really tempted, but you know, money, and I'm not supposed to be spending. I did come up with a substitute though, which I will show you when I show you what I did for February 17th in here, which is when it goes into Year of the Horse. So we have Valentine's Day that month also. And so these cute little dog stickers are from the washi tape shop. And I do have an affiliate discount code for them. And it'll be down below somewhere in the description. These are from an old washi sticker sheet from Notebook Therapy. I'm not even sure what year these came out. I think it was Year of the Rabbit, which would have been before Snake. Or do I have those backwards? I don't know. I know I'm a rabbit. I was born in a Year of the Rabbit. But yeah, so these are Notebook Therapy. These are, oh, gee, the name of her business just escaped me. I will put it on the screen below. I'll have to look up my stuff. And then this is also Notebook Therapy. No, wait, this down here is Notebook Therapy. But I thought it all turned out really cute. You know, there's nothing wrong with mixing your kits on the same page. I do it all the time. The main thing about that is just be sure the color palette is very similar from kit to kit. And then it's going to look good together. Regardless of the various styles, it'll work. I think this works really well. I'm very happy with this spread. So again, what I did with the sidebar, I divided it up between health. This is relationships, even though it's very tiny space. I'll probably just carry over the same priorities from the previous month to this month. Then we have finances again, which is going to be no spend, no spend, no spend. My business. And so there you go. And then we have March. Now for March, I changed it up a little bit. I didn't use any washi here. I wanted a cleaner look because by the time you get going a couple of months in your planner, and you're going to decide basically after 2 months if you're going to be filling out your monthlies extensively or not. Because the Hobonichi Cousin also has weeklies and dailies. And sometimes that's a little too much for me. I know in the past, I have not used the monthlies hardly at all. So that's why I decorated them. I wanted to be sure I used at least the first 3 months worth. Just to see if this is really a way for me to go, or if I should just stick with the weeklies and the dailies. So that's why March is still very clean. I will add more deco as March unfolds. All these stickers, except for the 2 from Coffee Monsters Co. and the incorrect 2025 monthly, weekly, daily headings, weekly headings, whatever. Those are Coffee Monsters Co. Everything else is Wise Minerva Studio on here. This is from her spring kit for March. And again, I want to say that came out in 2024 or maybe it was 2023. So again, I left room for my priorities for the month. Same categories. The categories will never change. And again, like I said, I don't know if by this time I'll be sick of using the monthly or not. So we'll see. So like the next one, I didn't decorate except for, of course, the 2025 headers. I did put some washi across. Oh, I know what. I was just getting into doing the April monthly when all of a sudden I realized it was 1 o'clock in the morning and I had to go to bed. That's what happened. That was last night. So this theme is going to be, for April, is going to be a celestial theme. I did have some stickers set out, and what did I do with them? I got such a mess here, and I do apologize if you are being grossed out by my scar from my wrist surgery. That was no fun. But yeah, see, here are some witchy celestial type, and I've got a couple of other sheets, and I'll use a couple of stickers from each one for the monthly, and then carry it over to the weeklies. And then for the dailies, it's basically going to be a free-for-all. Whatever I'm in the mood of using for that day is what I will use. Here's my 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 even less. And I ran out of injection stickers in May because I used them in the weeklies. My weeklies are completely full with the injection stickers, so I'm not too worried about this, but I should probably order some more. I'm not even sure I did that on my most recent order. I'll have to look. I hope I did because I need them. Okay, and then again, June, again, the incorrect monthly headers. Yay. And then we have July. But, you know, they still work. I mean, so what if the year's wrong and mine's going to look different from everyone else's on YouTube? You know, makes me stand out. So there we go. Then we're into December. Now, the cousin does give you from January through March of the following year. So we have January, February, March of 2027. So I don't know what I was going to do. I was thinking of month in review for 2026. So half a page for 1 month. And I could get, you know, all 12 months here. That's one thought. So we'll see. Or maybe what I'll do if I run out of room in December of 2025 for my media tracker for movies and TV, I can extend it, you know, to the January 2027 pages if I wanted to. Again, I'll see. I won't do anything with that till I get closer to, you know, having a need for them. And then we have this, my friends. The first F-up of the year. This was a rubber stamp of a vintage typewriter that I purchased at Little Craft Place, and it's a good sticker. I don't know, stamp. I don't know what happened here. I used a 𝗬𝗵𝗹𝗂𝗪 to ink it, and I've done that plenty of times in the past, so I'm thinking maybe the ink was drying out. The stamp, the rubber of the stamp, did try to repel the ink a couple of times, so I had to really ink it up. So I think that's what happened. I think the stamp was repelling the ink in this pen for some crazy reason. And I've never seen this happen with a 𝗬𝗪𝗂𝗪. I also use Tombow brush pens to ink my stamps with. And then on the Tomo River paper, the best type of ink to use is 𝗪𝗀 Magic, the chalk ink. That's what works. So how to fix this? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I already have stuff written here that I don't want to cover up. And by the way, our family Christmas did not happen today. It was supposed to. My daughter and her husband got really sick 2 days before Christmas. They were both in bed Christmas Day, which was really awful. They had really bad colds. And they're still not completely over it. So they decided, they told me on Monday they would be here today, and then they called this morning and said they couldn't do it. That's just too bad, but we'll have it another day. It's not a big deal. But I figured I can cover up this whole area with something, so now I've got to figure out what to do. I mean, the 30th is already almost over anyway, so it's not a big deal. Everything with a check mark has been done. And let's see, I did do my art video for today. That went up at 9:33. I tend to post, from now on, I'm going to be posting my videos at 9:33 a.m. Central Standard Time to this channel. Once a week on Tuesdays, and I'm hoping to also do them on Thursdays. I just have to work out some kinks in my schedule so I can produce 2 videos for this channel a week. Then 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗰𝗄𝗵, that is True Tales of the Paranormal YouTube channel. Edit and upload for tomorrow. I did not do that. And the video is supposed to go up tomorrow at noon. So I'll have to do part of it tonight, part of it tomorrow morning, and then get it posted, get it uploaded. Outline my Substack newsletter. I didn't do that either just because I had like a major block with it. It's due out tomorrow. So I definitely have to do that tomorrow morning too. So both of these will carry over to the next day. And I just draw a dot and an arrow. And I believe this comes from the bullet journal method by writer Carol. I think he does this. There you go. And that just means you didn't finish it that day, you'll finish it the next day. Sometimes my arrows continue on and on, depending on the task at hand. These are Wise Maneuver Studios again. This is, of course, the Coffee Monsters Co. Now for the weeklies, I changed up the sidebar. I'm not putting priorities here because my priorities for the day are here on the actual day of the week. Over here, I'm just having our meals. So like Monday, we had leftover pot roast. Tuesday, we had homemade pizza. It always comes out so awesome if I do say so myself. So let me just write that in here real quick before I forget. Okay, and I don't know what we're having tomorrow, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It tends to rain a lot in Houston in January, so that's why I have the rainy motif over here. Who knows if it will or not. We have a major cold front in here now. I mean, overnight it got down to like 34, and I think tonight it's supposed to be 30 for several hours. So really, really chilly. Now this is for the week of January the 5th. And here we are starting to get into my theme of cutesy cats and witches. And again, some more of the Coffee Monsters Co., 𝗧𝗺𝗵𝗵𝗏𝗏 Studios. And these are just some cat stickers I got off of Temu or somewhere. I don't even remember. It's called Cats in Hats. And again, this will be the weekly meals. Oh yes, lower left-hand corner, I am tracking my sleep, and I'll be doing that from now on. I have to get at least, the very least, 6 hours of sleep. If I don't, I cannot function. And I didn't put my sleep in for Monday night, but I slept for 7.5 hours. So there we go, on Monday. And this is a rubber stamp, wood-mounted rubber stamp from Notebook Therapy. It comes from a set of stamps for planners. They're all planner stamps in there, and it's really it's a great deal for the price. And then I'll have my next Repatha injection next Friday on the 9th. And that one should tell the tale, my friends. If I end up getting all those weird symptoms again, I'm just going to cold turkey stop it and tell my doctor, hey, there's something bizarre going on. So, but we'll see. Or it could have been a virus. Who knows? You know, it's that time of year for it. That's for sure. And now we have the 3rd week of January, the week of the 12th. And again, I've got my meals here. I didn't have room to put meals here just because I put this Deco washi across. So I just put a snippet from a Coffee Monsters Co. washi tape here of a couple enjoying coffee together. So that signifies meals to me. This is the Cats in Hat. This deco is 𝗧𝗺𝗵𝗏𝗏 Studios. This is another set of cat stickers down here. And I used a different stamp because I was experimenting, trying to figure out which stamp I'm going to use. And I do end up using this one for the remainder of my weeklies. And then we get the week of January 19th through the 25th. And I realized I wasn't leaving myself enough room to write out what I was going to have for meals. And so I made my letters for the days of the week a little bit bigger, give me more room to write here in the sidebar. And again, it's just the thematic deco that's going on for the month of January. And I'm sticking to light blue inks, pale blues, and witchy cutie stuff, and cute cats in hats. The last week of January. And again, it's just basically the same motif. You know, I've mixed it up a little bit. I'm using a different washi tape from Helen. And again, the cute cats. These two are wearing glasses. And then I started doing February. This is a PET tape from London Gifties. This is one of those I purchased and didn't realize till after I got it. It's AI art. Some of the witches in this PET tape have got 2 points on their hat. There's one who's got a point coming out over here, and I'm always forever cutting that point off. I don't know why when there are so many artists deserving of paying jobs, you know? It's just really sad, but don't even get me started. One ton in a million. I knew it would come to me. One ton in a million. She is the one who did the deco I used. I'm so excited now I can't even find it. For February. One ton in a million. It finally came to me, my friends. I am so happy. And this is her washi as well, which I think is just too cute. Helen's monthly header. I just used it on the first week of my weeklies. Because, again, why not? Since I screwed up the headers on every single month for 2026, why not do this in the wrong place too? Why not? Yes, just having fun in my planner. And Wiseman over Studios again. Another dang shot. Cute cat who looks very much like my cat. I have a solid gray kitty myself, but she's a petite. She's very tiny. She never grew beyond the size of a 9-month-old kitten. And she's 13 and still thinks she's a kitten. She still runs around the house and she doesn't sleep very much. And it's awesome. She's so active. This is the week of Valentine's Day, which falls on a Saturday. These are from the washi tape shop. This is a different Valentine roll from the washi tape shop. These two are on the same roll. There's a bunch of really cute cat and dog images on that roll. And it's pretty much half and half, I think, as I recall. This is also the washi tape shop. It's on the same roll of washi as the foxes. This is from 𝗵𝗽𝗂𝗶𝗃, I think it's pronounced. I'm not sure. It's 𝗵𝗃𝗃 and then 𝗃 is J-E-J. She is on Etsy, and unfortunately, I believe she lives in Poland, she cannot ship to the U.S. because of the tariffs. So I can no longer order from her, and that just really breaks my heart. I really love her stuff. I'm so glad that when I did order from her that one time, I ordered a bunch of sheets. No, I ordered twice from her. I've got a bunch of her sheets, so I'm glad. This is cute kitty tape I bought at the little craft place, and unfortunately, I don't know who makes that tape. I did look at my roll, and there's nothing on the inside of the roll. There's no logo or anything. And here we go with the week of the 16th. So now we're coming out of Valentine's Day into Lunar New Year, which again is going to be the year of the horse. So I'm going to put an image of a horse around here somewhere. And again, I've got one ton in a million washi and Notebook Therapy washi stickers and cats and hats and a little bit of the Coffee Monsters Co. This comes from a roll of washi of affirmations. And then again, my sleep tracker. And then we go from February into March, and then that's where I pretty much stopped it. I've got a little bit with March because I wanted to use up the sticker sheet, this kit, because I had used up like 3 or 4 of the stickers for something else last year. And I thought, well, let me just go and lay all these down. So again, there's the monthly and the weeklies from the Coffee Monsters Co., my sleep tracker. So all this is Wiseman over Studios. I moved the injection. I had it here, put it up there so it wouldn't run into any of the deco or any of my writing. And again, it's just very light because I will be putting probably more deco in here that will be pretty much related to what's going on during the week. And then on the 20th, we have the Sabbath of Ostara, upon which Easter is based. And all this, again, is Wiseman Nervous Studios. Excuse me. And then I experimented with some geometrics here, which I thought turned out so pretty. I really like this. So I'm thinking I'll be doing this again over in the dailies and doing it, you know, in the lower right and lower left corners. It's going to be really nice. Of course, using different kits. And then we move into April. And I didn't do anything else for the weeklies here at all yet. Now let me show you January. What I did for January for the cover page, I went ahead and I moved I copied my vision board for 2026 and glued it on here. Now actually this is sticker paper. That's right, I printed it onto sticker paper. Stuck it on there. I've got the Coffee Monsters Co. affirmation washi tape here. These lunar stickers come from 𝗬𝗏𝗪𝗏 Studios. She has some she's changed the style of her kits. I believe this style comes from 2022 or 2023, where she had this in different colors in every single monthly kit. This, I'm not sure, what is that? Mandy Lynn Plans. That's what that is. Oh, I can't believe I remember that. These are Deco from this particular sheet. It's by 𝗬𝗏𝗰𝗵𝗲𝗍 Bullet Journal. That's her Instagram handle. On Etsy, she is 𝗬𝗏𝗵𝗲𝗋 Arts. And she has a lot of cute stickers. I don't remember if she's in America. I think she is. So if you're American, you can order from her. And if you're overseas, you may not be able to. I don't know. That's such a mess. I swear. So that's what I did for New Year's Day. And again, I'm just slapping down just a teeny bit of deco. I may add more. I tend to write more than what I decorate on my dailies. Anyhow, I use this as an actual journal. I will write down my thoughts for the day, what happened during the day, you know, how many loads of laundry did I do, you know, the important stuff. This is from, this was given out as a freebie sheet at Little Craft Place for one of their stationery events a couple years back. So that's it for January. So now let me skip through to February and to the Chinese New Year. This is what I did for the Year of the Horse, which starts with the new moon on February the 17th. The new moon sticker, that's from 𝗬𝗏𝗪𝗏 Studios. 1 ton in a million, 1 ton in a million. Notebook Therapy. And this is just a cutout from the calendar from Louise Hay, and this calendar is like 2 or 3 years old now, and it's got different animals on every day of the year. So I found one with a couple of horses and glued it down there. And that's all I've done for now. I'll go all the way to the back and just take you through real quick my Tombow swatches. These are for autumn. I used these colors in autumn of 2025, and I'll use them again in 2026. I still have to pick out my winter colors, which I will do literally tomorrow. And then, of course, I'll have a spring palette and a summer palette. Over on the next page, I tested out some watercolors to see how they blended on this new and improved Sanzen Tomoe River paper, and they did really, really well. I had no problems. It looks, the watercolor on here reacts just like it does on the original Tomoe River paper. I was extremely happy. Then we have my ink and pen test. This broke my heart because it's my favorite ink. It's Rose Noir by Monteverde, and it bled. And my second favorite is Iroshizuku Yamabudo, and that bled a little bit too. So I cry. Everything else did well though. I mean, I tested out, you know, Conklin Dark Rust. tends to be a very wet ink, so I thought if anyone's going to bleed, it'd be that one, and it didn't. Now, this one is Conklin Rich Mahogany. That's also a very wet ink, but so is this pen. So I thought, you know, lethal combination for this paper. So it's like the pen is questionable. I might be able, I think I can use it with a drier ink, but that Conklin Rich Mahogany, no, not in here. So it's got an X. Anything that works good, I give it a heart. This is, the pen is 𝗦𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, the Dogon. Typical ghosting, but it's not heavy. And the ink is Private Reserve Shoreline Gold, which is a gorgeous shade of orange. And this is a broad nib, the 𝗦𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Deluxe Carbon Fiber with 𝗦𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 I really expected that one to just bleed like crazy, but it did great. It's just your typical ghosting, nothing out of the norm. So I'm hoping that this paper is improved because all of my other pen and ink tests did really, really well. So, you know, fingers crossed, right? So that's what I did back here. And I tested some ink pads, none of which worked out. And I think that's all I've done back here. Oh, no, wait. On the top 100, I'm doing currently inked. So basically, numerically, you know, in chronological order. So like right now, I've got in my 𝗵𝗃𝗃, which I used briefly. I have 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 by Ferris Wheel Press in this pen. In my 𝗧𝗺𝗃𝗃𝗪𝗏, I have Field of Blue Bonnets. That is a collab between Little Craft Place and Dominant Industry Inks. And then I have, where's my new one? Oh dear, oh here he is. Check it out. This is, I don't know French, I don't know how to pronounce it. 𝗍𝗵𝗿, maybe? Edgar Allan Poe. That's Mr. Poe's signature. He lived from 1809 to 1849, and I'm going to try to zoom in on the tippy top and tilt it. But there he is. This was one of my Christmas gifts from my husband. So I really like it. It's a medium nib. Medium is my preferred nib size. It's a gorgeous pen. And these are all my favorite colors. Purple's my favorite color, followed by blue and pink. And it has it all. So let's see. In the Benoît Gemini, I can't remember what was in this one. This one was also a gift from my husband. It is the only hand-painted fountain pen that I have. Gemini. Then we have the 𝗕𝗏𝗿𝗃𝗪𝗔, which has 𝗕𝗏𝗿𝗃𝗪𝗏 Mercury Noir ink in it. This is broad nibbed. Writes like a dream. Oh my goodness. I just adore this pen. Has such a cool weight. Very comfy. Then I have my Visconti Rembrandt, which is here, and that has Workshop Wishes Workshop Wishes by Ferris Wheel Press. Another one of my favorite pens. And then I have the Conklin and Atlas collab pen, Dream House of Horrors. Why that name, I don't know. But it reminded me of an old series from the early 70s. I think it was called Hammer's House of Horrors. And each week was a different Hammer movie star in, you know, a short story, like Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, those guys. You know, the classic actors, classic horror actors. So there you go. And plus, I just thought just looked really interesting, and I thought I could use this with all my pink inks. Not that I have a ton, but this one has Diamine Deep Magenta. And then I have this one I got off of Amazon, and all I can remember is that it's made by a German company. It's a fine nib. It is all abalone. Gorgeous, gorgeous pen. Writes really well too. It's a $100 pen, but I don't know the name of the company, and they have no insignia on here whatsoever, which is a shame. I don't know why they didn't put the name of their company on here, but I would have to look it up in my Amazon to figure out what it is, and maybe I'll have time to do that before I upload the video. We'll see. But there you go. That's what I've got inked for right now, and I have a few others inked in the other room that I haven't added to my list yet, so they'll be going on here. Typically every month I do like about 12 inks, only because I used to be a Ferris Wheel Press affiliate, so I've got a ton of their ink, and I'm also a brand ambassador for 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗃, so I've got a lot of 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗃 and Conklin inks, and so I really try to use, you know, as much as I can. So as soon as a pen runs out, I'll change out the ink, and I may change out the pen too, but I will definitely change out the ink every time. Even if it's my favorite ink, I'll still change it out, except for Rose Noir by 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗃. That is always in a pen. It's like my favorite ink ever. So I thank you all for watching. This is all I have in here, and as I continue to add more, I will keep you posted. My next video, I'll show you what I'll be doing with the cover. That's going to be the next stage. So this is 𝗪𝗀𝗵𝗿𝗀𝗃, the Positive Vibes artist, wishing you all a very blessed day ahead.